Millions of people around the world believe we have been visited in the past by extraterrestrial beings. What if it were true? Did ancient aliens really help to shape our history? And if so, might there be evidence here on Earth of a lost alien city? Bolivia, South America. Here, 45 miles west of La Paz, isolated high in the Andes Mountains, lie the mysterious ancient ruins of Pumapunku. Spread across a desert plateau at an altitude over 12,000 feet, the megalithic stones found here are among the largest on the planet, measuring up to 26 feet long and weighing more than 100 tons each.
These are the mysterious ruins of Pumapunku, nearly 13,000 feet in the Altiplano of Bolivia. What you have here are massive blocks of granite scattered like some kids' toy blocks around the site. It's like some giant cataclysm just wiped out this entire area. Archaeologists are baffled by what Pumapunku was, how it looked, and what the purpose of this enormous structure would have been.
Mainstream scientists believe the site was originally constructed about 2,000 years ago. But in 1945, archaeologist Arthur Poznansky proposed that Pumapunku was much, much older. By examining the structures and what he believed were their original alignment with the stars, he dated the ruins to 15,000 BC.
Arthur Poznansky was a researcher, he was part Bolivian. He had worked at the site for many decades, and he concluded that the site must have been built about 17,000 years ago by studying the archaeoastronomy of that particular site.
We don't know how old Pumapunku is. We have had some circumstantial dating, but we have been unable to date the stones of Pumapunku themselves. They could be thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of years old. We don't know.
I think the fascinating thing about Pumapunku is how did these structures get built? We're talking about stone that is 25 feet high, stone that is hundreds of tons.
Pumapunku is so unique in the way that it was constructed and shaped and positioned that it is the most intriguing ancient site on the planet. Of all the places I've ever visited, Pumapunku is the one that I go back to time and again because no one can solve the mystery.
Mainstream scholars believe the andesite blocks found at Pumapunku were formed by hand with primitive stone tools. But some researchers point to the intricate stonework as evidence of the use of advanced precision technology.
One of the amazing things here at Pumapunku is the precision of the blocks. You can see with this block of granite that it's really been cut at very accurate right angles. Not only do these granite blocks have precision corners, but they also have these difficult drill holes that are going right through the rock.
But how could such primitive people living perhaps tens of thousands of years ago, have produced such flawless stonework? Might the ancient builders of Pumapunku have fabricated the megalithic stones with advanced technology? Technology of an otherworldly origin, as ancient astronaut theorists believe.
If you look at the stones carefully and you get a magnifying glass on some of them, you can see some intricate stonework, as though they're using machine tools or even lasers. It's absolutely incredible. I've seen nothing like it anywhere on the planet.
When an architect or an engineer looks at Pumapunku, one thing jumps out immediately: that whoever built this place had knowledge of planning, of logistics, and had access to advanced technology.
You know, Brian, this is one of the most interesting and unusual stones here at Pumapunku. It's got these perfect right angles. And then each of these small drill holes are basically evenly spaced along this routed groove. To me, it's clear that power tools have been used on this unusual block of stone here.
Well, exactly, and this surface is as smooth as a tabletop, like in your kitchen. There's no wave to it or anything. This was machined. But who machined it? It's an astonishing piece of work, and how anyone could think that primitive human beings could have done this. You know, it's just crazy. If anything looks like ancient aliens, it's this stone.
But if otherworldly technology was used at Pumapunku, where is the proof? In Danville, Illinois, machinist and toolmaker Chris Nunn has put the Pumapunku stone through the ultimate cutting test, using both laser technology and a modern diamond saw.
We've got a sample of the laser cut. This is the diamond wheel cut, and the top surface is the original cut surface from Pumapunku. So now we can compare the difference between all three cuts.
Looking at the stone under a microscope, Dunn compares the two modern cutting techniques with the part of the stone cut thousands of years ago. Though age has worn the surface of the ancient example, the comparison reveals distinct differences.
You've got vitrification on the laser cut side, and then of course you've got circular tool marks on the side cut with the diamond saw, and then whatever tool they used to cut the ancient surface must have been a different method.
Now, do you think it's possible that some type of a diamond precision tool was used on the old surface, but because it was such a long time ago, that over time the surface became a bit more rough, and we're talking 10 or even 15,000 years ago?
That is a reasonable speculation. I think we have to start examining a little more sophisticated tools that no longer exist.
What did the ancients use to cut the andesite stone so precisely? Might evidence of advanced technology be found by further study of the construction of the Pumapunku stones? Ancient astronaut theorists say yes, and point to what they call H-blocks.
Seems like every one of these H blocks is exactly the same. So it's like a prefabrication process where they needed X hundred of these, and whatever machinery it is that they had was able with amazing accuracy to replicate one after another after another. That's very sophisticated.
Yeah, it's an ingenious way of building a huge granite wall. And again, the whole thing is just so incredibly precise. Doing these kind of inside corners like this just can't be done really with copper chisels and stone hammers. The whole thing is just so incredibly high tech, even beyond what we would do today.
But how could the ancients have managed to move the